In this one, we are going to visit the Queen Beatrix International Airport and learn about their new terminal for US-bound flights, as well as try to answer the main question many of you may have: will the long lines be a thing of the past? Let's go!
Good morning and welcome to our Queen Beatrix International Airport, and especially, of course, our new building here we call Phase 1A. My name is Barbara Brown. I'm the Chief Revenue Development and Communications Officer at AAA and also part of the interim management team for the time being. We are very much excited to have you all here and proud to welcome you at our newest terminal, the US check-in hall, as we call it, or also Phase 1A, which is a phase of the Gateway 2030 project. This is a very transformative initiative from our part and represents the vision to enhance the airport experience for not only our passengers, but also for all our airport users and stakeholders involved in the airport operation. Particularly now that the Aruba tourism destination has grown in its popularity over the past years, it is even more important that we have this new facility opened up as soon as possible, and we are very happy to be able to do so next week. We will give you more details of that in a little bit. First of all, before we proceed, I would like to thank you, especially for being here today with us. As media, your presence plays a vital role locally and internationally in sharing these developments with the public, and we truly appreciate the time you are taking to do so. This opportunity showcases the progress of our project and wouldn't be complete without your support in spreading the word to those who will benefit from these enhancements, who are especially our travelers and the greater community here in Aruba. First, before we proceed, I would like you to look at a nice video we have here. I hope it goes well. And I press play and it works, right?
At Queen Beatrix Airport, we're busy innovating happiness, and your airport experience is about to change for the better. Aruba's beautiful beaches and friendly hospitality have made it one of the most popular and growing destinations in the Caribbean, leading to capacity constraints at our airport. We appreciate your patience as we have embarked on bringing travelers the region's most modern and innovative airport and customer service. Phase 1A of Gateway 2030, encompassing a new U.S. check-in hall, baggage hall, and airline offices, is nearing completion. Self-service and seamless processes begins the moment you enter the spacious, sustainably designed and engineered check-in hall. Our state-of-the-art baggage handling system allows for efficient sorting, security screening, and processing of up to 2,000 pieces of luggage every hour. But here's the best part. U.S. passenger processing is going to be streamlined and much quicker. Our innovative design and technology eliminate the recollection of your luggage on the way to the U.S. pre-clearance facilities, as well as the second security screening before you enter the departure gate. We are on target to reach our goal of welcoming our U.S.-bound travelers to our new check-in facility and streamlined process at Aruba's Queen Beatrix International Airport in early 2025. We hope to see you soon.
The Gateway Project 2030 is a forward-thinking, multi-phased investment aimed especially at improving both passenger experience and operational efficiency. To give you some more insights into this project, I would like to welcome Gilbert now, who is our Chief Development and Technology Officer, who will give us some more details of the entire project. Gilbert?
Yes. The Gateway 2030, this is a whole gateway. But COVID hit, we had to chop it up in pieces, and this is the phase 1A we're going to deliver. But I'm going through the phases to explain how the planning is for each phase. But yes, that's the gateway. And what does the gateway do process-wise? Really quick. We have 8 steps before you get where you need to board at the hold rooms. The gateway will eliminate a couple of steps, and of course, we'll be adding the shopping area, which is important for the travelers, and of course the airport also. So it's going to be from 8 steps to 5 steps. It will be a really improved experience for the passenger, but also the efficiency for operations to let the passenger go as fast as possible through the process to get to the gates, because that's the best impression. We want to leave them behind, not standing in long lines. No, quickly get to the gates where they can relax and of course shop. But the phase 1A, what is the phase 1? You are here, new check-in hall and a baggage handling facility. This is still pending. In Q2, we'll have also self-bag drop systems, which will be installed at the end of the check-in here, or the beginning, where you can see it. This is also something new, and if it goes well, we would like to place more and let the passenger use more the check-in kiosk instead of back there where the agents are, and have more self-bag drop to facilitate the check-in process. And a short video of the gateway.
As we near the completion of Phase 1A of Aruba's Queen Beatrix International Airport's Gateway 2030 Terminal Expansion Project, one of the main pillars of the new U.S. check-in hall is the state-of-the-art baggage handling system from Boomer Group, delivering 100% tracking and traceability at every stage of the baggage handling process. Aruba's airport is one of only 2 airports in the world to feature the newest and most modern version of the revolutionary Crisp Bag tote-based independent carrier system for baggage handling that starts the moment passengers check in their bags in the new U.S. check-in hall. After being tagged at check-in, the baggage journey begins on a traditional conveyor belt that carries it from check-in hall to the baggage handling area. The baggage is then scanned, and the luggage is merged with its own tote, with the tote ID and bag tag linked together for full tracking throughout the system. The next stop on the baggage's journey is to Screening Level 1's EDS, the Explosive Device Scanner. Highly efficient technology using US TSA programmed algorithms can thoroughly screen the bag's contents and either clear it to continue its journey through the system or flag it for further inspection by trained personnel at Screening Level 2. At Screening Level 2, operators can view the images from the Explosive Device Scanner and either clear the bag to continue or send it to Screening Level 3 for manual inspection. As the baggage continues through the system, cameras capture an exterior image of the baggage, and it is also weighed and documented. The image and weight results is part of the baggage image and weight identification system, which is an operational requirement at a U.S. Customs and Border Protection pre-clearance facility and is used to reconcile a U.S.-bound traveler with their baggage. At a certain point in the journey, U.S.-bound bags are diverted from bags traveling elsewhere, as U.S.-bound baggage is required to undergo radiation scanning as part of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection pre-clearance process. On the final leg of the journey through the baggage handling system, all scanned and cleared baggage either goes directly to the loading area where it is received by the airline crew for transport to its flight, or it goes to EBS, the Early Baggage Storage Area. For U.S.-bound passengers, bags are held in early baggage storage until the passenger has cleared U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Once baggage has been security screened, radiation checked, and the baggage image and weight identification system data reconciled with the passenger by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, it can be cleared and released from early baggage storage to the loading area to be received by the airline baggage crew and loaded onto its flight. We are currently in the final stages of installation and are on target for the testing phase of the baggage handling system for the remainder of 2024. and anticipate being fully operational in the first months of 2025. Aruba, as a destination, can be proud of this state-of-the-art baggage handling system at Queen Beatrix International Airport, once again leading the region in technology advancements and service to our passengers.
Currently, we are ramping up to start the next phase, which is phase 1B, with that 2 new hold rooms, 3 contact stands, and a enlarged gate area, gate 8. Currently, the gates is still here. Beatrix 2000 has built it there, but by design it should have this part. So we are finishing that part with the corridor and the 3 contact stands. Some impression of how it looks from the inside. And also beneath it will have a bus gate for remote boarding. Phase 2 and 3. Now this is the most complex construction we're gonna do. All others, you can say, were in areas there were no building. We got a greenfield. This is a brownfield. We are in the middle of operations, and we have to actually demolish this whole building and build it up new again. That's just the final part of it, and then we have the whole seamless process that we envision. So you can see here, right now we've built, we have built half of it. We still need to build the other half, and that means the other side needs to be demolished and reconstructed. Then you will have the corridor that will go to our security, immigration, I mean. After immigration, you go to the security part, which now will be only 1. You don't have to do twice the security check. Then you have a corridor that will go for the US passengers will go to the CBP area. After the CBP, then they go up and they have the shopping area. This is just impression. It will not look like this. We're working diligently with to be updated. Yeah. So it's still, this was just impression back in 2017, 18. So we are updating this as we go.
So my name is Marilu van der Linden. I'm the operations manager responsible for the landside and airside operations. So today I'm going to share with you the operational readiness that we've been working on, and this has gone through several phases. So we have critical phases that took place in March, going to take place in April, and our milestone in May. So what does this entail?
This is a special security announcement.
Preparation started back last year, so where you can say we really started informing the airlines, the ground handlers, on the readiness. So this was, we started communicating the planning. So what are we going to do? What are we expecting? Drawings, even a new way of working. So as you know, the check-in hall is focused on self-service check-in, self-service backdrop. And so this is a new way of working that everyone has to get accustomed with. So when you arrive to the new check-in hall, I think you all could have seen the new roadway in front of the check-in hall. So this roadway has been made especially for the US departure hall. This started in December and we're finishing up right now. So in April, we're gonna finish with this. Right here, you have the roundabout. And then once you come to the airport, there's gonna be a new roadway that's specially made for the new check-in hall. So all US passengers will have to take this roadway, and then you're gonna have a drop-off area right here. Passengers can get off vehicle, taxis, families, taking them to the airport. They can walk here, cross the road to the new check-in hall. And then there's gonna be another split that's for the international flights. So this is something new that we've been also communicating with media, with taxis, drivers, just for everyone to know that there's gonna be a big change for the new check-in hall. So we started testing the check-in hall. So we had volunteers come in, they use passports. they checked in, they received their boarding pass. And these self-service kiosks are also gonna print out a bag tag. So this is what you're gonna put on your luggage. And we have 30 of these around the check-in hall. So the idea is passengers gonna come inside, they're gonna use a self-service kiosk, they can weigh their luggage, they can put the bag tag on their luggage, and then they proceed to the check-in counters. That's where they give their luggage, they have their boarding pass, they have everything, bag tag is gonna be activated, and then they can go through immigration. So these are also printed, passengers can put it by themselves on their luggage, and then they go to the counter, they give it to the airline, this is then activated. If it's overweight, of course you have to pay. So we also tested the credit card system of the counters just to make sure that everything is working. And we also tested the baggage belt. So this is also crucial as it's a new baggage handling system. Never used before, so everyone also needs to know how do we put it on the baggage belt, how far should it be from one another. This is really high tech, so it has special sensors. So we also tested this. So it's a lot of work and we've been doing good up to now for next week. So we are very confident that next week everything will go smoothly. So on April 8th, next week, Tuesday, we're gonna have the airlines handled by General Air Services. You guys should know them by Jen Air. They will be moving in this new check-in hall. So this will be Delta, United, Southwest, and Spirit. So for about 3 weeks, we're gonna test how these airlines are doing in the new check-in hall. And then we will go to the second transitional phase. And then during this phase, airlines handled by Swissport are gonna start using the new check-in hall. That's gonna be JetBlue and American. So by April 29th, all US-bound American airlines are gonna be in the new check-in hall. So in May, the check-in hall will be fully operational, offering a smoother, more efficient check-in experience for all US-bound travelers.
The line will not entirely disappear because it's not part of what we are creating with the seamlessness here in the check-in hall. The lines outside have more to do with the immigration area, so immigration out, local immigration, that has some issues with understaffing. But we are working with them closely to ensure that we can move the passengers around to have less of a burden of those lines on the operation. But no, they will probably not go away for the time being until that issue is resolved from their end. So, but it will be another experience in the sense that they will have a longer line going from here, going out into the garden area before going through local immigration. So, and we hope that we will have the collaboration from immigration where possible within their own constraints, so that we don't have those lines as much.
We also working with a project to have new e-gates, which also will help faster processing. Current e-gates are old e-gates. We are testing right now at the non-US sites the new e-gates. Once that is done and it's working properly, we'll start with 6 new e-gates on the immigration side. And that also will help the immigration with their understaffing to smoothen or to make it more quicker that process. And also the after that security check, it will go faster for the passenger because they don't have to reclaim their bags. So that will be improved. But the current line as is indeed is the bottleneck is immigration.
Here we are testing the system, so it's an operational area, Hence why please keep as much as possible on the yellow dots. The idea is that the drive-through lanes are coming to those two doors. So you come into those doors, you come into these lanes here, pick up your bags, you go back out to the door back there. And if you can see those screens, we have them throughout the system. That's so the ground handlers can know which airline is on which flight, is on which lane. As you can see, they are loading the bags onto the carts. That will be the process. So they are testing everything right now, making sure that they get agreed to the system. Back of the area, which is back here. In normal operation, the carts will actually be parked late, but for testing purposes, they're parked here right now. And from here on, they go on to the place. Also to note is all the carts are electric because we do not allow any gas-getting vehicles inside. The final idea is that we will apply for the no hassle flying, which means that no hassle flying in. Which means that when the bag enters the US, they will deem it as a domestic bag because they're readiness passport system, which is approved by the US. So it will be TSA approved and secure.
So we're being told that this is the first in Latin America, not just the Caribbean, but also in Latin America, that this system is being used. That's quite impressive. They are used though in Europe already and in US, of course. But it's really impressive to see all of this.
Story in there, pending the clear of the passenger by USCB. Once CB clears the passenger, then we're allowed to release the bag onto the ships. So all bags can out. And we have a total of 1,300 slots.
With the bag, stores it, and when CBP recalls the bag, it knows exactly where the bag is, and it comes, the robot comes, find the tote in the bag, take it out, and send it to CBP.
So we are getting a tour of all of this new system is going to be in place on the 8th of April, and it's going to be fully operational in sometime in May. And wow, it's for Aruba, this is a huge step forward into security and safety for all of the passengers. It's super advanced, futuristic almost, how everything is going to work here, and makes me very proud to be an Aruban and to see all of this technology being put in our airport. And while it might still take a couple of years before the long lines will be less and less, I think that this is definitely a huge step forward. Yeah.
Of April, when we open, there will be ground handler Gen Air will handle certain airlines, as explained by Marilu earlier. From that time on, those passengers on those airlines will check in here, will go through local immigration in the same area that we are all accustomed to. Then everybody goes through the same security checkpoint that we all are familiar with. And then everybody goes through CBP. Those that checked in here will not have to pick up their luggage and go through CBP and drop it off again. They still have to go through the secondary screening point, nonetheless. Then after that 3 weeks, when they have done their operations, the Swissport ground handler will join the mix, and then JetBlue and American will also do their check-in here. So everybody then checks in here at the end of April. It is only at that time, at the end of April, that when you go through CBP, then you don't have to go through the secondary screening point any longer. So just keep in mind that it starts in May for everybody, that everybody doesn't have to go through the secondary screening point. And then before that, it's partially the case with not having to pick up your luggage, but everybody still goes through the secondary screening point. Just wanted to make that clear.